Hey, it's the March Hare 2010, and I'm excited about that, aren't you? Oh, it's a wonderful night in Novaha, Alaska, as usual. I hope y'all are doing just fine. I've just consumed 3 cans of caffeine and a bowl of pixie sticks, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now. This level's a bit slower than the other ones. In fact, scaring everybody away from this house is gonna get us to lose. So, it's probably gonna take at least 2 videos.
But her mind was fading, and her sanity fleeting. She loved receiving visitors, and hated to see them go.
But I'll try to make
So
it
she
interesting.
administered arsenic in their tea, and made certain they would stay a while. Stay forever!
Huh. Really reminds me of last Thanksgiving.
Has become unsettled by these events. And although it is not truly sentient, we still have a duty to protect the interests of the unseen world.
It's more like a passing hobby, really, but you get the idea.
Now been hidden become known to the mortals. Reveal the corpses to them, and your goal shall be fulfilled.
You know, it really adds new meaning to the idea of having skeletons in the closet.
Cadaver may not suffice to convince the skeptical police that something sinister is afoot.
You know, I find this mission a little bit hard to believe, because with a house that populated, it's going to be kind of hard to hide save one body. Take it from me. Wait. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and take Spider-Face, as usual. Stonewall, Rockman, he's pretty cool. Definitely take Ghastly. Didn't take him last time. Never forgave myself. Boo? Yeah, he's alright. And Whirlweird. I'll show you all him. He's pretty interesting. Alright, now let's get started.
Reveal the hidden corpses to the mortals.
So yeah, it's pretty much our goal here. Rather than scaring everybody away, we've actually got to get them to discover the corpses. So we've got to be crafty with our powers and make these corpses a little bit more accessible. So let's go ahead and start talking to these ghosts and see what their problems are.
So, I'm up on this roof, fixing the shoddy coax antenna, thinking a coat hanger would do better, when I start feeling queasy. I'm thinking maybe the little old lady used non-dairy creamer in the tea, when my gut explodes! I made a grab for the chimney, but I guess I lunged too far, because now I'm stuck in it. Give me a hand, would you?
Sure thing, Static. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is have Rockman sit next to this plant. See if he can shake things up a bit. And it looks like he does not disappoint. We got a skeleton down the chimney. Alright. I'm going to show you all this now. If we can get really lucky, there's one mortal here named Grandpa Hutz who's already practically insane, and if we can push him over the edge, a lot of points here. I'm going to go ahead and move Rockman down into the basement, see if we can get our second ghost.
She seemed like such a sweet old dear, making me tea and all when I came to fix the boiler. Next thing I know, I'm a dead man, and she's bricked me up. I reckon I could escape into a mortal's body if someone would just get close enough.
See, the cool thing about Arclight is he has this ability called Possession, which I'll explain in depth later when we can actually get to it. He wants to do it right now, but if you haven't noticed, there's a very large brick wall in front of him, so he can't get to anybody. Now, I'm going to be praising Ghastly a lot throughout this game, because he's in my top 5 favorite ghosts. He was the guy that tore himself apart during the opening cinematic, if you happen to remember. Probably not. But, unfortunately, he's not going to be doing much during this mission. I'm going to give him a couple of orders, but...
Who tar rolling a dam?
Don't expect much. He's just going to be making the room cold. Now, one of the largest challenges with these kinds of levels is not losing all of your power, because if you're not scaring people, which is not what we're supposed to be doing here, you'll start losing power. And if you go too low, then you're not going to be able to do the utility part of it and getting the mortals to do what you want. So you have to scare just a little bit, but not enough to get too much attention or to scare everybody away. Now, it seems like somebody came into this room and got a little cold, so they started a fire, and peculiar smoke seems to be rising from the fireplace, so they have gone to the phone and are calling somebody. That's pleasant. I'm going to go ahead and go over Whirlweird now. Whirlweird is a poltergeist, which means that they attach to children, which is weird, but it's what they do. Now, a poltergeist has two distinct advantages. First being that because they attach to children, they are mobile, so no part of the house is inaccessible at this point. Oh, criminy, that's a terrible, terrible, terrible noise. I have to get rid of Whirlweird.
Refined word, eh?
That's the noise that happens if I don't have enough power, and I'm using too much. And in that circumstance, I really have to stop using as much power as possible, at least to get back under the green bar, because if it goes on for too long, I lose the level. But the second advantage of poltergeistery is that the child possessed by a poltergeist is no longer affected by their terror band. So if you need, well, so they'll be able to run through all the scares without really being affected because they're possessed. And it seems like a handyman has been summoned to the residence. Maybe he'll be helpful. Hopefully. Now let's go and talk to our third ghost.
Hello, sir. Or madam, or, well, whatever you are.
Whatever you are works.
Interest you in our range of facial care products? Our hydrating night silk works in conjunction with our non-foaming, revitalizing face wash and our botanical moisture splash. May I
Are you
spritz
even
with our
aware that you're
fragrance?
dead? Oh.
Feels good to stretch the old ectoplasm.
Thank you for interrupting the crazy lady. I don't speak insane. It seems like somebody's found Static's corpse. Or, well, my guess would be the handyman stuck his silly little wrench up the chimney and some bones fell down. It looks like he's making a phone call now. But, Maxine Factor seems to be, well, sitting in this room. My bad. The problem is, the door's boarded up. So we're going to have to find a way to get people to come into the room.
Would doubtless convince you of the supremacy of our cleansing system.
I don't understand what you're saying, but I have a job to do here. An interesting thing about the bound ghosts is that you can actually activate some of their powers from their power band. The only things that you're not going to be able to do with them is obviously move them, or in Arclight's case, he can't use his possession ability because he can't leave his attached spot. That's not a good noise. Stop making that noise at me, game. No, 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 no.
Gig Bunchite.
It's a very bad noise. I don't like it.
Refined word, eh?
Gets me in trouble. I don't know why I'm doing so badly with power this time, but it's just how it works, I guess. You need to be rattling chains, good sir. Thank you. See, people like the sound of rattling chains for some reason or another. Ooh. Oh, we're very close. Dominate is a not very scary ability. In fact, people that see it will only have their belief shut up, and the person that's being affected, their madness spikes up, as opposed to terror. Which is a particularly good ability if you're attempting to drive somebody insane.
A corpse. The police will report this body, but
Looks like they found a
take
corpse.
the discovery of a second corpse to initiate a full investigation.
Now, I don't particularly think that's a very good police practice. I mean, it's like, yeah, we found a dead woman in the bathtub, but nobody's getting arrested until we find a second body.